Hello friends, welcome to Aasaan IAS. Friends, if you can believe, you may start. But if you can understand, you will achieve. I am making this video for sincere IAS aspirants. Many of you might be preparing even for IAS 2019. Though this is very simple exam, some aspirants still find it difficult even to get through prelims because they still have to catch the nerve of the paper setter. There are various ways to clear prelims in very simple way. Out of that, one method I would like to discuss in this video. That is the importance of solving the previous papers. Friends, you look at this image. If you are traveling on this road, it looks like there is so much water. How far you go, it never ends. But if you come out and see the broader view of it, it is that much only. So what I am trying to tell you is that when you see the topics or question by question, you find that the syllabus is vast. But when you see the previous papers, you realize that the syllabus is very limited and the questions are again and again being asked from the same syllabus. That is what I am trying to prove in this video. What I mean to say, this exam is quite predictable. But I know many of you are not going to believe in this. You might be thinking it is the most unpredictable exam. But with the help of previous questions, I would like to prove you how simple and how predictable this exam is. For that, I would like to show you certain questions. Here my intention is not to teach you any subject. I am not here to give you any subject knowledge in this video. I am trying to show you something else. Maybe I am trying to deliver a message to you. Take this question asked in 1981. To an astronaut in the spacecraft, the sky color appears to be. I am telling you again, I am not teaching you anything here. Friends, if you look at the sky, you find it mostly blue. But that blue color is because of the atmosphere on Earth. I am not again going deep into the subject. Suppose if there is no atmosphere, or if you look at the sky somewhere, maybe from space, it looks black or it looks dark. If you know this point, for example, now you can easily answer this question. So to an astronaut in the spacecraft, the sky color appears to be black. See the answer. So this question was asked in 1981. Now take another question asked in 1982. To an astronaut in the spacecraft, the sky appears to be. Same question as it is, copy and paste. Look at the options: blue, white, dark, red. Instead of black, he gave dark. Same question. So 1982. So the answer here also is C. Take this question asked in 1987. To a person on the moon, the sky appears. Same question again. The way of asking is a little different, but the same meaning, same concept you should know to answer all these questions. So the answer is again black. B the answer. Now take this question asked in 1988. If there were no atmosphere, what would be the color of sky? Again same question. Are you getting me what I am saying? How many times the same question is being asked again and again? It's not only one question. Don't think that only this kind of question I have searched for it and I brought only one question. Hundreds of questions are being asked the same way. But unfortunately, nobody has time to go through them. Or even if you have solved, hardly you might have solved last 3 or 4 year papers. But who has seen all these papers which were asked in 1980s? Because mostly these papers are available maybe paper-wise or the entire history or the entire polity you have. You don't have topic by topic. Suppose if you go topic by topic, you realize how many times the same questions, how many times the questions on fundamental rights, fundamental duties, those questions again and again are being asked. You will understand in a little while. So again the answer is black, B. Hope you are understanding. Take another question asked in 1993. Some Buddhist rock-cut caves are called chaityas, while the others are called viharas. What is the difference between the two? See, we have learned it in Buddhist architecture. Chaitya is a prayer hall, or you can say it is a place of worship. Vihara is a place where wandering Buddhist monks stay temporarily. So these are dwelling places. Look at the options. Vihara is a place of worship, while Chaitya is the dwelling place of the monks. उल्टा दिया है. So विहारा की जगह चैत्या, चैत्या की जगह विहारा दिया है. Hope you all know Chaitya, Vihara, Monastery, Stupa, we have seen in Buddhist architecture. B देखिए, Chaitya is a place of worship, while Vihara is the dwelling place of the monks. Sounding good? C. Chaitya is the stupa at the far end of the cave, while Vihara is the hall axial to it. That means far end वाला stupa को Chaitya बोलेंगे, and that hall is known as Vihara. Wrong? D देखिए, there is no material difference between the two. क्यों? There is a difference. So B the answer. It was asked in 1993. Again you take this question asked in 2013. Same question, copy paste. Not that all questions will be copy pasted, certain questions will be little modified. But either directly or indirectly, you don't believe me, if you solve last 40-year papers, if you know not only just the answer, you know the concept behind that, you can answer at least 25 to 30 questions more than what other aspirants can answer. 25 questions is too much. That means 50 marks extra you can score. Even 5 marks, you know how much impact it can create. That means if you just miss the cutoff by 5 marks, and how 3 questions can help you. You know the importance of each and every question. So out of the 25 questions is a big number. When you know 25 questions is a big number, then how can you dare to miss this? So the answer is B. Take another question asked in 1996. The power of the Supreme Court of India to decide disputes between the center and the state falls under. Again, I am not going deep into the subject, so it is a part of original jurisdiction of Supreme Court. So the answer is C. Now you take this question asked in 2014. Same question. The power of the Supreme Court of India to decide disputes between the center and the state falls under original jurisdiction. Hope you are understanding me. I am not giving you answers or I am not giving you subject, but I am showing you how many times these questions are getting repeated. Take this question asked in 1992. A person stood alone in a desert in a dark night and wanted to reach his village, which was situated 5 kilometers east of the point where he was standing. Suppose I am standing here and suppose assume that my village is 5 kilometers to the east. Suppose this is east to the point where I am standing. So I have to go 5 kilometers in this direction to reach to my village. Now he had no instruments to find the direction, but he located the pole star. If you know what is pole star you can also call it north star, because we find it exactly above the north pole. That means in north direction you always find this pole star. So this is north direction, you are finding pole star in this direction. The most convenient way now to reach his village is to walk. Look at option A, in the direction facing the pole star. Suppose if you walk in the direction facing the pole star, that means you walk in the north direction, but you have to go in the east direction. So it is wrong. B देखिए, in the direction opposite to pole star. Suppose if you walk in the direction opposite to pole star, you move in the direction of south, but you need to walk in east direction. So this is also wrong. Now look at option C, in the direction keeping the pole star to his left. Suppose you want to go towards east, that means the pole star will be obviously to your left. That means it is making sense to you, right? So this is the one, C the answer. Again I am telling you, my intention is not to give you this idea of the subject, but to give you how many times they are being repeated. Now look at the same one again asked in 2012. So a person stood alone, exactly copy paste. There is not even a small change in it. Certain times, they will be asked as it is, or certain times they can be little modified. So these are all the ones which are picked directly. Hope you are getting. So the answer is C. Now take this one asked in 1990. The well-known painting Bani Tani belongs to. See, Bani Tani is part of Kishangarh school. We learn it in miniature painting. So it is the one B the answer. Again, my idea is not to give you the subject. The same question was asked again in 1992. Just copy paste. The well-known painting Bani Tani belongs to the Kishangarh school. B the answer. Now you take this question asked in 2018. This year it was again asked. The well-known painting Bani Tani belongs to the. So just the options are jumbled. Instead of B, this time it was made D. But you see in such questions, suppose somebody, how many paintings you remember? Suppose directly you are getting it with the help of solving, if you would have solved the previous papers, you can easily answer this question. That means you can directly get 2 marks, whereas 90% of the aspirants find it difficult to answer this kind of questions. That means how much advantage that you are getting. Hope you are understanding. So if it is the cutoff line, some people are on the other side and some people just miss it, maybe by 3 or 4 marks. For such students, how much useful solving these papers. Hope you are understanding this. So if you want to be on the right side, this is one extra push that you definitely get. This advantage will definitely help you in achieving what you really desire. To make you understand and believe in this, let me take more questions. Now I will take another question asked in 1979. When a man circles around the earth in a satellite, then what happened? Suppose you see the satellite stay in orbit or it remains in the orbit because the centrifugal force is balanced by the centripetal force. That means it has some orbital speed, so it is revolving around the earth. So that's why you don't find gravity when you are in a satellite. So if the gravity is not there, obviously your weight is going to be 0 because weight is mass into gravity. So look at the options. His mass becomes 0 but weight remains constant. Mass is not 0, mass is mass. But weight becomes 0 because gravity becomes 0. So B dekhe, mass remain constant but weight becomes 0. Getting me? So this is the correct option. Even no need to look at the other ones. Otherwise both mass and weight remain constant, both mass and weight remain 0. So here the answer is B. Hope you are getting me. Now you take the same question again in the same year 1979, just with a little change. The weight of an object at the poles is greater than at the equator. This is because. Now if if you develop a little concept, based on this concept, the idea you can get from these questions. Suppose if you look at a previous question, not just knowing the answer, and if you develop the concept further, you can answer even more questions. That's why I am saying 25-30 questions will not directly be copy pasted. But if you develop the concept out of them, definitely it will help you in answering at least 25 questions more than what you otherwise can answer. So you understand, at poles the gravity is more. Even if you go to moon, the gravity is almost 1/6 to that of on earth, and all the things we understand with the help of this. So again, why the weight of an object at poles is greater? Because the gravity at poles is more. So look at the options. Of the shape of the earth, because of the attraction of the moon is maximum at the earth's surface, because of the attraction of the sun is maximum at the earth's surface, gravitational pull is more at the poles. You see B and C, they are not talking, or they are not even talking about the poles and equator, they are talking about the surface. So they can be eliminated. D dekhe, gravitational pull is more, 9.83 and 9.78, you must have studied of these things. Now take this question asked in 1980. Neil Armstrong was the first person to reach on the moon while walking on the moon. See again the same question. If you know the concept, you can easily answer. So on the moon, the gravity is almost 1/6 to that on the earth. Now see, his mass remained the same but weight increased. See, if the gravity is less, weight decreases, doesn't increase. So A is wrong. B dekhe, his mass remained the same but weight decreased. C dekhe, his mass as well as weight decreased. D dekhe, his mass increased but weight remained the same. So the answer is B. Hope you are getting. Take another question asked in 1987. Acceleration due to gravity on moon is 0.166 times. That means 1/6. Than that on the earth. A man weighing 60 kg on earth would weigh how many kg on the moon? Suppose you see, if the gravity is 1/6, then obviously weight also is going to be 1/6. So if he is weighing 60 kg on the earth, then obviously he will weigh 10 kg on the moon. Again the same question. Hope you are getting my message. You see, this kind of questions especially, which are not very common. Not every aspirant can answer unless he must have gone through this kind of concepts. But there are many such concepts. How many concepts you can prepare without knowing this? But if you would have seen these questions already, how helpful this is, you can understand. That makes the difference. Even you can answer 10 questions extra, 20 marks. Suppose someone is scoring 90 and he might think 90 aaya hai, so just short of 50. Suppose the cutoff is 105 and if an aspirant scored 90, he might think only just missed by 15 marks. But you know how difficult it is to score 50 marks over and above 90? Scoring first 15 marks, that means from 0 to 15 is not at all difficult, but scoring 15 more over and above 90 is somewhat difficult, and this is the point which can help you. If you would have gone through the previous papers, it will not be difficult. I assure you, you can easily score minimum of 140 or 150 marks out of 200, whereas cutoff is hardly 105, 106. Still, that is the reason people will never see these questions. They just prepare from books, whatever is given in the books. Books are for reference. It's not that only you have to prepare what is written in the books, or only that is the, people think सारे तैयारी करना है book में जो भी दिया है, या only books में दिया है वही prepare करना है. This is wrong. Books are for reference and you need to identify what exactly the paper setter is expecting. And that you can easily identify from the previous questions. So if you solve all last 40-year papers, almost you have, if you remove all current questions and all, at least you find 3,000 good questions, and those 3,000 questions if you solve, definitely you will get a great help out of that. So solving these questions also help you in organizing your preparation. You also understand where the emphasis is given, to what concepts, what exactly the paper setter know, you really identify. Take this question asked in 1989. Jainism differed from Buddhism in which of the following aspects? See, we talk about Jainism and Buddhism. So option A, faith in karma. Jainism believed in karma, and they told that birth in a lower varna is because of your karma, and the surest way to annihilate karma is extreme penance. That is what they advocated. Whereas Buddhism did not focus on karma and all these things. They only talked about the worldly problems. So obviously Jainism differed from Buddhism in the karma issue. So A is the answer. I am not giving you subject, please understand. Suppose if you look at this question, not just remember the answer, develop the concept out of it. That means you need to understand the difference or similarities between Jainism and Buddhism philosophy. For example, let me take this. I talk about Jainism and Buddhism. Suppose if you talk about the concept, then what Jainism's opinion, similarly what is the opinion of the Buddhism. Suppose if you talk about the concept existence of God. You remember I told you Jains believed God exists. That means they recognize the existence of God, but they place God below the jina. Whereas Buddhism, they did not talk about it. They do not recognize the existence of God. Similarly, Varna system. Jainism accepted the Varna system. The birth in the lower Varna is because of karma. And to get out of that, to annihilate that karma, the surest way is penance. Whereas Buddhism did not focus on all these things, and they did not recognize Varna system. In fact, that was the reason why they got mass following in the beginning. Similarly, belief in karma. Jainism believed in karma, whereas Buddhism did not. We talked about this just now. Extreme penance. Yes, Jainism talked about extreme penance or austerity, whereas Buddhism followed middle path. That means avoid extreme luxury, at the same time extreme penance. Yajnas and rituals. Jainism and Buddhism both condemn these yajnas and rituals. In fact, these religions were originated because against these things, against the ritualistic domination of Brahmanas. So both have condemned. Ahimsa. Yes, both have talked about non-violence. Then authority of Vedas. They both do not recognize the authority of Vedas. That's why we call these as unorthodox philosophies, other than those 6 schools of philosophy which are orthodox. So if you make this kind of concepts with the help of these previous questions, how they will be helpful? Now you see, this is a question asked in 1996. Which of the following were common to both Buddhism and Jainism? 1. Avoidance of extremities of penance and enjoyment. You see, Jainism talked about extreme penance, whereas Buddhism talked about avoidance of extremities. That means middle path. That means here it is not common, they differed. Second, indifference to the authority of the Vedas. Yes, they both are indifferent to the authority of Vedas. Second is common. Third देखिए denial of efficacy of rituals. Yes, they both denied the efficacy of rituals. So this is also common. Fourth देखिए non-injury to animal life. That means ahimsa or non-violence. Both have talked about it. So second and third, fourth are common to both Jainism and Buddhism. So here the answer is 2, 3 and 4. B the answer. See, if you develop the concept, it help you answer this question. Now you take another question, a question asked in 2012. With reference to the history of ancient India, which of the following words were common to both Buddhism and Jainism? Same question, copy pasted from 1996. Avoidance of extremities of penance and enjoyment. It is not common. Second देखिए indifference to the authority of the Vedas. Third देखिए denial of efficacy of rituals. So the answer is 2 and 3 only. Hope you are understanding what I am trying to tell you. Certain questions are directly taken, certain questions are little modified, but if you prepare all the questions and develop your concepts based on that, you can answer more than 60 questions very easily. Believe me or not, that's up to you. Take another question asked in 1979. In a parliamentary system, the executive is responsible. See, parliamentary form of government means executive or the council of ministers, they are all responsible to Lok Sabha, House of People, or you can say they are responsible to the parliament. That's why we call it parliamentary system. So, directly to the people, to legislature, to judiciary, none of the above. So, we prefer to legislature. Directly to the people means, of course, if they are responsible to legislature, here legislature means parliament. Directly to the people means people will elect them, but hope you are understanding. Again, I don't waste my time or your time talking about the subject here because the purpose is not that here. So, B the answer. Now take this question asked in 1985. In a parliamentary system of government, A, the parliament is responsible to the executive, the parliament is responsible to the judiciary, the executive is responsible to the parliament, the judiciary is responsible to the parliament. Again, you understand the executive is responsible to the parliament. Same question with little modified in the options. So, C the answer. Take this question asked in 2015. There is a parliamentary system of government in India because, again the same question. So, the Lok Sabha is elected directly by the people. Parliament can amend the constitution. Rajya Sabha cannot be dissolved. See, all are correct. But doesn't mean that it is parliamentary system. The reason is the council of ministers or the executive is responsible to the parliament or to the Lok Sabha. See, council of ministers are collectively responsible to Lok Sabha. That is what we call parliamentary system. So, council of ministers is responsible to the Lok Sabha. D the answer. See, if you just know what is parliamentary form of government and if you understand the real meaning, you can answer all these questions. Now you take this question asked in 2017. The main advantage of the parliamentary form of government is that, again the same one, A, the executive and legislature work independently. B, it provides continuity of policy and is more efficient. C, the executive remains responsible to the legislature. And D, the head of the government cannot be changed without election. So again the same question, the answer is option C. Hope you are understanding the benefit of going through these questions prior hand. You have another great benefit of solving these previous papers. That is, you can catch the nerve of the paper setter. How? I will explain with the help of an example. Take this question asked in 2015. I have also explained this question in the video, understand the nature of UPSC exam. Question is, with reference to the use of nanotechnology in health sector, which of the following statements is or correct? 1. Targeted drug delivery is made possible by nanotechnology. 2. Nanotechnology can largely contribute to gene therapy. Now you see, nanotechnology is an emerging technology. Many applications have been developed, are being developed and will be developed. Now you look at the statement, targeted drug delivery is made possible by nanotechnology. I told you in that video, understand the nature of UPSC exam. If you have not seen that, please watch that, that will help you a lot. Targeted drug delivery is made possible by nanotechnology. Suppose if this statement is wrong, then the right statement should be targeted drug delivery is not made possible by nanotechnology. And such statements will never exist. If it is not made possible, how can you talk about it? Getting me? So, such statements are always correct. That means it must have been made possible, then only he gave it. Second देखिए, nanotechnology can largely contribute to gene therapy. See, first he is saying it can contribute. एक emerging technology पे एक hope रखा है. It can help. It can contribute to gene therapy. How can you say no? It cannot help. It cannot contribute to gene therapy. We cannot say that, right? Even the paper setter cannot dare to say no. Nanotechnology can never be used here. How can he say that? So that kind of statements can generally will not be wrong. Hope you are understanding. I have a better explained in that video. Understand the nature of UPSC exam. That is the title of the video. So I am not going deep into this now. So the answer here is C. Both are correct. So first is also correct, second is also correct. C is the answer. It was asked in 2015. Similarly, you look at this question asked in 2017. Not just one. There are many questions. 5 to 6 questions you can easily answer this way. Organic light emitting diodes, OLEDs, are used to create digital display in many devices. What are the advantages of OLED displays over liquid crystal displays? Again, you look at the statements. Statement 1. OLED displays can be fabricated on flexible plastic substrates. How can you say no? Getting me? If they are not being able to fabricate it, then he will not frame any statement like this. So 1 must be correct. Second, देखिए, roll-up displays embedded in clothing can be made using OLEDs. Again, he using can be made. How can you say no, they cannot be made? Because emerging technology, you always keep a hope on them. You cannot say, you will not be able to decide that no, they will not be useful here. How can you decide? If you decide that they will not be useful, somebody will come and he may develop such things. You cannot say that, right? Such statements will not exist. Please understand this. So second is also correct. Third, देखिए, transparent displays are possible using OLEDs. Again, you cannot say such statements like transparent displays will never be possible using OLEDs. They will not exist. Please understand. So third is also correct. So all 1, 2, 3 are correct. Suppose with the help of these previous questions, if you would have seen them thoroughly, you will develop this kind of thinking and what the paper setter is asking, how he can frame a right statement and in which cases he can make a wrong statement. You better understand all these things. Now, if you would have developed that, take one more question. With reference to agriculture in India, how can the technique of genome sequencing often seen in the news be used in the immediate future? Even if you do not know what is it, if you have not read that news, still you can answer these questions using your common sense. 1. Genome sequencing can be used to identify genetic markers for disease resistance and drought tolerance in various crop plants. Again, he is saying it can be used. You cannot say no, it cannot be used. So, first is correct. Second, देखिए, this technique helps in reducing the time required to develop new varieties of crop plants. He is hoping something with some technology. We cannot say no in such cases. So again, second is correct. Third, देखिए, it can be used to decipher the host pathogen relationships in crops. Again, we cannot say no. See, a hope statement will never be wrong. Generally, wrong देना होगा तो क्या होगा? एक he will go extreme. Like this technology will immediately or instantly remove the entire poverty in the world. I saw extreme statements we can eliminate. Otherwise, we'll take it. Getting me? So all are correct. Again, I am not going deep because all these questions I have already taken up in that video. So with the help of these previous questions, if you would have developed this sense or if you really understand the mind of the paper setter, then you know how it would have been useful to you in 2018, I will tell you. This was a question asked in 2018. In which of the following areas can GPS technology be used? See, GPS technology kahan use ho sakta hai? How can you say mobile phone operations? See, whether you have studied, whether you have read it somewhere or not, doesn't matter. How can you say no, GPS technology can absolutely be not used somewhere? How can you say that? If you say that, maybe, I developed that an usage of GPS technology in that field. So we cannot say such things. Are you getting me? So mobile phone operations, banking operations, controlling the power grids. It's not that you must have read it somewhere. Whether you have read it or not, you cannot say GPS technology cannot be used in this application. That kind of things he will not ask you. Are you getting me? So all are correct. This was asked in 2018. Without knowing, common sense se answer kar sakta hai. Similarly, take another question asked in 2018. This was also asked in 2018. 3D printing has applications in which of the following? See, in such cases, a new technology applications पूछ रहा है. That means he cannot give you something which is not an application, because he cannot make sure that this is definitely not an application. How? Getting me? So, preparation of confectionery items, manufacture of bionic ears, automotive industry, reconstructive surgeries, data processing technologies. Whether you know it or not, simply go for all. So this kind of knowledge you can develop, and definitely it will help you solve more questions than what others cannot do. Take this question asked in 2013. Which of the following leaf modifications occur in desert areas to inhibit water loss? See, water loss के लिए transpiration or that has to be reduced, because desert areas में water is scarce. So obviously the leaf structure will be modified. The leaf, the surface of the leaf, that area will be less, or certain trees will not have leaves. They instead have thorns. All the things we have studied in environment. Otherwise also hard and waggy leaves, tiny leaves or no leaves, thorns instead of leaves. Generally if you look at them, you can say all are correct. In such cases अगर wrong देना होगा तो क्या होगा? उल्टा देगा. That means broad leaves. ऐसा दिया होगा तो wrong है. That means where the surface area of the leaf is more, then obviously more water will get evaporated, which is not possible in desert areas. Getting me? So all are correct. So this kind of common sense you can develop. And moreover, first of all, they are very easy questions. Second, they also will get repeated. For example, this was asked in 2013 and the same question was again as it is asked in 2018. Which of the following leaf modifications occur in desert areas to inhibit water loss? See, certain questions are being taken directly, certain questions are being taken and with little modifications they are coming again, and certain questions you can develop the concept, and certain questions with the help of certain questions you can understand the mindset of the paper setter. That also will be helpful. So all these things, all these benefits if you can develop by solving. See, just by seeing 20 questions you get this much. When you see 3000 questions you understand how much knowledge you can develop, and that itself is sufficient even to clear prelims. I am talking especially on prelims. Then I make another video for mains also. So if you know the concept, and if this is an add-on to you, if this advantage of solving these previous questions, then definitely you can clear prelims with a huge margin, not just with 1 or 2 marks extra than cutoff. You can clear it maybe with 150 or 160 marks, which is very much possible. Now, to make it simple, you see, solving previous questions will definitely help you, no doubt in this. But if you want to solve all these 3000 questions with relevant explanations, and along with the help of these questions, along with the answers, you want to develop the concept, you need to prepare them in a systematic way. That means topic by topic. Not that, I just give you 3000 questions PDF and you have to solve. You will never solve, because I tried giving these kind of PDFs 2 years back, but still people, have not solved, because it is very difficult work. So I worked on them. I have segregated all the questions topic by topic. Topic doesn't mean that module by module. I don't give you all history questions in one go, all polity like that. Even within history, I subdivided into small topics. Similarly, within polity and within each module, I divided like this. And I explain you all the answers with proper concept and all. That will definitely help you. If you know this, even without preparing anything else, you can clear the exam. But of course, we don't just based on this. You also prepare along with this. You prepare the subject also, but it will definitely boost your score by minimum of 40 to 50 marks. So if you want to purchase this, I am making it very simple. It's an add-on product. Just for 4000 rupees, you can buy all these questions with great explanations and concept building, and segregated into small topics, subtopics like that. So you can call on this number 9999 201 601. Thank you for watching this. Hope you have understood what I am trying to say. Thank you.